Welcome back to Main Street Living. Now, just a few short months ago, COVID-19 did shut down the sports scene entirely from the top to the bottom. So, here to talk to us today a little bit more about that from the Pensacola Blue Wahoos, we have the owner himself, Quint Studer. Quint, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you, Danielle. It's great to be Main Street living today.
Oh, isn't it? I know it's always great to be Main Street Living. So let's jump right into it. COVID-19, how did this personally affect the Blue Wahoos?
Well, like anything, we have annual revenue of $8 million, and it took out $8 million. So it takes out, we have other businesses, but COVID-19 didn't take them down to zero. Where in baseball, all of a sudden your revenue goes to zero. So you have to figure out what are you going to do when your revenue goes down to zero.
Right. So speaking of what are you going to do? You're definitely an example of taking lemons, turning them into lemonade here. So where did the idea come to become America's first Airbnb ballpark?
My daughter has an Airbnb behind her house. It's a little Airbnb, and we were sitting at the kitchen table one day talking about what can we do, and she said, "Why don't you do an Airbnb in the locker room?" So we said, "Okay, can we?" And so she went online, and we made sure we could get insurance, and very quickly, I think within a week, we were ready to go get up and running. And so we're very excited about it. Just yesterday, yesterday 10, we're in a military town, 10 active military personnel rented the Airbnb, 10 guys. They checked in at 3. They played baseball on the field from 4 to 11, went to bed,
Wow.
back on the field from 6 to 10. So when you can, for us to have military people that might be deployed come into that Airbnb and have a life more memorable experience makes it all worthwhile.
Absolutely. So how much is the cost per night or how does it work? What can people add on to their experience?
Well, they can add on a lot. In fact, Bubba Watson, when he stayed there, added $800 worth of things. So when you come in, the base price is $1,500, though it can be a little more on weekends and holidays. And then you can do things like dinner. You can do batting practice, or that's pretty much included. But if you want to, we have an ex-major leaguer that'll come throw batting practice to you. You can basically get breakfast. You get your uniforms with your jerseys on it. So you can pretty much, we just have a whole menu of things that you can do at the ballpark. And from bringing in major leaguers, from bringing in pro football players to talk to the kids on motivation, to just about anything you want to do. As long as it's legal, we'll figure out a way for you to do it.
Wow. It's amazing that you guys were able to take such a kind of a sour situation and find a way to do something productive with the ballpark. What else is going on at the stadium if you can't rent it out?
Well, we have disc golf. My son-in-law one day said, "Why don't you do disc golf?" And I thought that'd be cool because I grew up outside of Chicago, and I went to White Sox Park as a kid, and
I was gonna say big baseball town.
I'd always try to sneak to the fence and slide my foot onto just to touch the turf.
Sure,
And I thought,
absolutely.
so
Yeah.
we have a disc golf course. You can come play disc golf. Of course, we've had movie night. We had 1,000 people in there the other night for a movie and fireworks. And then we have a restaurant. We turned our concourse into an open air restaurant. So tonight we'll have about 450 people at the stadium for trivia night. So we're trying to really, when we built the stadium, we always felt it was a community asset. And our mission statement of the Wahoos doesn't say to be a great baseball team. It says to improve the quality of life for our community. So we just do everything we can to improve the quality of life for people in our community.
I'm sure that's true. I mean, for that can be said for most minor league teams. It's like the cities that they're in, they can say that it's a really big part of their community. So it's great that you guys are keeping that going. Why else is it so important for you guys to keep the stadium open? I know you mentioned the $8 million of losses. Are you having to cut any employees?
We're not. I think we decided not to. My wife and I are fortunate enough. Baseball's not our major income. And it got to the point when we were looking at cutting. Half the people been with us for a long time, and we felt we owed them loyalty. And then the other half are young people. I mean, we got a young guy graduated from Arkansas. This is his first job in baseball. We did not want his first job to start with the layoff. I was a teacher, and if I would have got laid off my first year as a teacher, I don't know if I would have came back. So we sort of didn't want our young employees to lose their passion. So we're going to train them, and we're also going to loan them out to other not-for-profits for the next 4 or 5 months. So they
Really?
can also get a taste of what it's like to work in a food bank, what it's like to work in Big Brothers Big Sisters. So we're really using this as almost a Peace Corps type experience for them.
That's over the top. That's amazing because not only are you keeping them on staff, but you're giving them more work experience, and especially in the nonprofit sector. So, like, bravo to you, obviously. But switching back kind of to baseball here, what do you envision for the future of the Blue Wahoos? I know COVID-19, we don't really see an end in sight. We don't know what the baseball season's going to be like, but it is outdoors, so maybe a little bit more promising.
I don't think we'll play. I don't think we'll play minor league baseball. I think we might play some camps. We're also very active and excited about building a brand new ballpark in Beloit, Wisconsin. So we'll be real active doing those things with Diane Hendricks. But I think we'll do camps. We'll do wiffle ball. So we'll keep the thing moving all the time. We had so many high school teams didn't have banquets. Tate High School here just recently did their banquet by taking batting practice out on the field, and they just loved it. So actually, this is opening up opportunities for us to even do when we do play baseball again, because we've had so many, excuse the language, home runs by doing non-baseball activities or non-professional baseball activities.
You have. I mean, at this point, you're at a grand slam, it seems like. I mean, applause to you for everything you're doing for the players, for the stadium, for the community, and all of your employees. We really appreciate it. I mean, I'm very much impressed with how you're handling it. It's nice to hear such a positive story in these times like this, especially a sports story. So thank you so much for joining us today, Quint.
Thank you. I appreciated it, Donnell. Thank you.